And in terms of like a first step for someone that was thinking about, having some therapy, where could they go? Is there? Oh, and also, actually, is there a common thing at the moment that you feel like you're working more with people about, whether it be, I don't know, relationships, partnerships, like husband and wife, wife and wife, husband and husband, just general relationships? Or is there a common theme around children and technology? We mentioned a bit about earlier. Or is it just, it's kind of whatever's pressing for that person at any set time? Or is, I ask that because I'm talking about it's 2025. Is there a common thing that you're kind of getting through the door? Recently, or
interesting about that is normally, so when a client comes in, there's normally what we call presenting issues, right? So that could be anxiety, depression, family issues, whatever it is, right?
Okay.
And what sometimes can happen is as you start the therapy, things can change. So the issue that they presenting with might not necessarily be the thing that you're talking about 6 sessions in. Yes. So that's the interesting part about that. Yes. That can happen sometimes. But obviously you're focusing on what they're coming in with, presenting issues.
Yeah.
So to kind of beat around and answer a question, what tends to be quite a big thing nowadays is a lot of anxiety. And I say severe anxiety because there's a difference between severe anxiety and anxiety.
Yes. Because anxiety is normal, right?
Exactly.
Everyone has a bit of anxiety.
Absolutely.
Anxiety is a good thing.
We need it.
I was going to say,
we need anxiety.
It keeps us going.
Absolutely. It's from the basics of walking across a road and looking 2 ways. That's your anxiety telling you, be aware, there's danger. All right. So we need it. That's not the issue with anxiety. Anxiety is a base level human fundamental that you need. All right. So, and that's a misconception because I think people say, oh, I've got anxiety. It's like, yeah, you have. Yeah. So is everybody else around you. You're
there's
human.
Levels.
Yeah, but there's levels of it.
Yeah.
Like there is. There's an umbrella of it.
Yeah.
There's anxiety where you are conscious about, like, if I threw you a ball now, you're going to do that, right?
Yes.
That's complete normal anxiety because you don't want that ball hitting your face.
That's right.
So that's good anxiety. That's the thing. Or if I said duck and you go like that, you need that anxiety. That helps you out, right? Yeah. But then it can go take it that next step, whereas you're just sitting there as you are now, and all of a sudden your mind's going, you know what? There's going to be a ball come through that window now and hit me in the face, and it's going to do this, and I'm going to be on the floor and bloody da da da. That's the anxiety going the other way.
Yes.
So it's not working for you, it's working against you. Yeah. So that's the anxiety that we need to kind of.
That's great. That's great. I'm glad you explained it that way. That was a really good way of explaining it for everyone to understand. Yeah.
So that's the difference we have to acknowledge. So a kind of, as well, another kind of part of your question was about a stigma and stuff like that, because I think a lot of people have got a stigma about counselling. And to break that down is that, if you've got anxiety, don't feel like, oh, I've got anxiety, there's something wrong with me. It's not. There is a normality to your anxiety.
Yeah.
You need, and we're just talking about whether it goes a bit too far.
Yeah.
And that normally happens after like something's happened in terms of trauma and stuff like that. So I take you back to when we was young. I think you might have been there. So for myself personally, we've come out of karate and we started running. I don't know if you was there, and a dog. Yeah. The dog chased me, bit me on my back, put me down to the ground. I remember screaming and shouting and crying, whatever. I got bitten by a dog. After that moment, for about 6-7 years afterwards, I was scared of dogs.
Absolutely.
Right? So that was in a scenario, an episode that I had that you could say that would make sense, me being scared of dogs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it was after that, I was like, whoa, okay, scared of dogs. I wouldn't go near them. I wouldn't touch them, whatever, that experience. So my anxiety was trying to say to me, you need to be scared of dogs. You need to be wary of dogs because that can happen to you again. And in one hand, that's true. But on the other hand, it's like, well, is it really true? Like, is that really going to happen to every dog you come into contact with? Do you need to be scared of every single dog? Right. So over time that changed. So it evolved to the point where I wasn't scared of every dog. I wasn't scared of the dog that bit me. All right. So, and any dog that looked like that. All right. So that evolved. So that was my anxiety. First going, stay away from dogs. Don't do it. And it evolved to, okay, no, you can go near dogs, but just don't go near the ones that look like that.
Yeah.
So my anxiety was kind of working for me. Then it started working against me because then it got me away from every single dog and everything like that. So eventually I got to come round to the idea, and eventually experiences told me, and my mind told me, actually, you haven't got to be scared of dogs. You don't have to be. But that was a journey.
Yeah.
And I think what happens with people's anxiety is that something like that happens, and then they go, well, I've got to be scared now and whatever. And what happens is it can go off to other ways. So it doesn't then just become about dogs. It becomes about people, or it becomes about going places.
Yeah.
And that's when you get people kind of scared to kind of leave their house.
Yeah.
I've had a client before who wouldn't leave his house, only to come to counselling. He wouldn't come out, he wouldn't step out of his door. He wouldn't put his rubbish out.
Oh.
He wouldn't put his rubbish out. And it's, that trauma he had wasn't necessarily related to him. It was his friend that got stabbed and hurt. But he was the one that was scared.
Yeah.
So his anxiety took him to this place where it was just unattainable. It wasn't realistic. Mm. And then that's what we're kind of talking about, is that unrealistic anxiety.
Yes.
The one that's getting in your way. Is it stopping you
from doing your everyday tasks, like taking a bin out?
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah. Is it stopping you seeing your family? Is it stopping you seeing your friends? Is it stopping you making decisions in your life that can better you?
Absolutely.
Is it doing that to you?
Yeah.
If that's getting to that stage, it's in your way.
Yes.
And that's what I call severe anxiety, because that's the anxiety that we're talking about. And, and we're trying to say, okay, that's getting in your way now. So we need to kind of talk about
help with that.
That's right.
Oh, that's amazing. I love the work you're doing. It can open, like you said, it could start with one thing.
Yeah.
And then
change.
Yeah. And the beauty of that is you're kind of working through different layers. So you could actually solve a few things.
Yeah.
Right?
And for the client as well, it's sometimes you're not aware of it. So it's like there's an unconsciousnly going on with you and, what you think's happening. So, what it is, I've had a client before who can't get a girlfriend. They feel like they can't get a girlfriend and they can't, relationships is an issue. All right. So it's like, okay, you feel like you can't get a girlfriend. This is what the story you're telling yourself, because it's all stories.
Yes.
It's all narratives you tell ourselves, right? Yeah. You think about it and break it down. It's just a narrative or story that we're telling ourselves, and we're living by that. Yeah. So, this person says, I cannot get a girlfriend. So what do you think that you're projecting every time you walk out that door?
Yeah.
You're projecting, I can't get a girlfriend. No one's going to want me. No one's going to need me. No one's going to look at me that way.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen? You're not going to get a girlfriend, right? So there has to be an acknowledgement of said issue, but then there has to be knowledge of, okay, well, is that necessarily the truth? All right. Or is that something you're telling yourself that's the truth, and that's what you're living by, and then therefore you're going on to?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something that as well that, we have to kind of be aware of, is that what stories do we tell ourselves? Do you know what I mean?
So a practical bit of advice, if let's just use the example, like, what is there something that you could tell someone now that's going to help them with a scenario like that, for example? So what was the example? Oh, you're not going to get a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to get a boyfriend. That's what I believe. Is there something that I could do right now that could just help me, just 2%?
Yeah.
Is there a bit of practical advice you could give that could help me 5%? I don't know what percent, but I mean, is there something you could say right now to someone out there that thinks something, just the anxiety is just through the roof? Is there something they could do immediately that just might do something, take the edge off before they come to see you even?
Yeah. I think you've done the 2% or 5% by actually acknowledging it. All right. That's the first thing. That's the fundamental thing. You have to acknowledge what's happened and what you're going through. All right. So that's the first thing. So that's the first pat on your back you need to give yourself, because you've acknowledged that this is a problem and this is getting in my way.
Yes.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
In terms of what can you do, what can happen, is that there isn't nothing, because there isn't nothing necessarily you can do or say for immediate effect. But the first thing is 100% you've acknowledged it.
It's the acknowledgement.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably a bit of a issue with society as well, because we want something quick and fix and fast. Do you know what I mean?
I'm guilty
and that's the thing. Oh, we all are. Listen,
I have my hands up.
We
I
all
want
are.
a shortcut.
Exactly.
But I want to get the same results.
The thing is, we're living in a world now where everything's quick. Right? You want food, you go on your phone and in 5 minutes you get food, right? You want a car, you want money, you go boom, send money to someone. Like everything's quick, fast.
No one even wants to queue up in the post office anymore.
There you go.
I mean, that's what you do. You queue up in the post office if you want to send a parcel or
we don't, and no one's got time for it anymore. No, everyone's busy. Crazy. Everyone's doing their thing. So we live in that world now, but we've got to understand that that's not reality. Not everything can be that quick and fast and in your face and give me this, give me that, give me that. It doesn't work that way. So we have to understand that there's a process, there's a journey that you have to go on. And especially with counseling, this is what I say to people. We're on a journey. You come in through the door, perfect. Yeah.
First step.
But this is going to take a while. I don't expect this to be a quick fix idea because there is no fix anyway. We hate the word fixing in counseling. Like I said, we hate it. So there's no fix to it, but it's a journey that you're willing to on. Imagine that person. So we're talking about that person with the story, I can't get a girlfriend. If you've been telling yourself that for 10 years, what do you think, what's going to happen in 10 sessions or even 5 months or 6 months of therapy? You're not going to straight away change. You've told yourself that story so long. You can't just come out of that. It's going to take a while.
Right? 100%.
And what we want to do is think about, okay, well, who told you that story for a start? Why do you think that's self? Because that's not, that's the narrative is I can't get a girlfriend. But if you think about what's going on behind that, it's confidence, it's low self-esteem, it's these kind of, anxiety, like you're saying. That's what's really going on. And that's the important part. All right. So the story is there. Okay. That's the narrative. But what's actually really going on? So we want to dig deep and get in that. And that's going to take time. That's going to take time. That's not going to take quick fix idea. It's kind of what I hate, the NHS when it comes to counseling and therapy, because you go to the NHS, they will give you, most of the time, 6 sessions, CBT, and that's it. Off you pop. So it's a pill. It's a pill. Here, you got a headache? Oh, here's a pill.
Covers it up for a while.
Right, there you go. So it's that. And sometimes it can be detrimental because sometimes what you're doing in that 6 sessions is you're uncovering something and you're leaving that person vulnerable. So they're going
without the plaster.
Without the plaster. You're just pulling it off.
Taking the Band-Aid off.
Boom,
Band-Aid. Look at me like I'm American. The plaster.
Band-Aid.
The Band-Aid. I know. Where'd I get up? On one of the children's programs.
You know it is
That's my life.
So it can be detrimental to that in that respect, but that's what the NHS do, and there's other therapies available in NHS. I'm not just saying
no, and look, we're happy that the NHS are giving the therapies. Let's not. But you have to kind of say that because
it's something
like you said, it's a long term. It is, and I think like. From my own experience, depending on what it is, it might not be a long-term thing.
No, that's right. Absolutely. 6 sessions might be enough. It might be enough.
Do you know? Yeah. Because I've had some counselling in the past, and I had a few sessions, and I felt like it was just something I needed to speak about. And it was just to someone that didn't know me. Someone was prepared to listen. And I just needed a quick burst. And I felt lighter.
There you go.
Do you know?
So one of my clients I've got now, he's presenting issues. He didn't have any, right? He didn't have any. So he's thinking about his future. He's thinking about, I want to become a dad one day. He's thinking about the people around him. He's thinking about, I want to be almost a better version of myself now and be more self-aware, be more a rounded person for the next part of my journey. So he's in his early 30s. He's thinking about being a father.
A family man, basically.
So he's coming to therapy. There's no presenting, there's no anxiety, there's no depression, nothing like that. He wants to learn more about himself. So our journey is about, okay, cool. That's fine. He ain't got nothing presenting. But who are you then? Let's think about who you are and let's get deeper and down who you really are. Why do you do the certain things you do? So that's our work. Our work is predominantly around who are you? What decisions you make? Why do you make them? Where does that come from? Where's that thing? So we've uncovered a lot of stuff that he does, and they're not bad and nothing. I've got something wrong. He's just coming week in, week out, checking in and going, this is what's happened, or this is what happened to me when I was brought up. This is the situation I was brought up in, and we're talking about that. And he's getting out of it a lot of self-awareness. He's getting a lot of, he's feeling that lighter feeling he gets from talking to someone that's outside of his circle.
100%.
He's getting, he's venting, telling me about, his partner that's peed him off that week. He's telling me about it, and he knows that, you know, I'm just a sound hub for him to listen to.
Yeah.
So there ain't necessarily a bad issue that he's dealing with. He's just dealing with life, and he wants to learn more about himself. And know, and I can't give him any much more credit than he's getting now.
That's amazing.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's really amazing. So
how
that was
cool
different.
Is that?
Yeah. So
big up you, whoever you are in the world, you know, because I just kind of wanted you to have a variety of different things that could show up.
Yeah.
And you've, you know, you've explained that really well. So thank you for that. And look, guys, anyone who's listening that feels that that's something they want to try out, you can just try it. You know, and what do they say? Don't knock it before you try it. Yeah. Look, so why not?
It's a very different place. And I mentioned the word vulnerable earlier. It's a very different environment to be in, but you will get used to it and comfortable in time. You know, if the therapist is good, you will get used to it and that'll make you feel okay and comfortable. You know, it is something that's very different, but it's a very cathartic thing to do, because it's something, like I said, it's taking you out of your normal comfort zone, but putting you in somewhere else that's safe and, you know, connect. You can still make good connections with it as well. So that therapeutic relationship is something a little bit different, but there's a lot of part of the relationship that you still will know and be aware of and be okay with. You know, I laugh and joke with some of my clients as well. It's not always serious doom and gloom and stuff like that. I bring some of myself in. You know, I talk about myself and say, oh yeah, you know what, this happened to me the other day. What do you think about that? You know, it's not just about that. So
brilliant, because it feels normal. It feels like a conversation.
Absolutely.
It feels
absolutely.
like,
absolutely. It's
fantastic.
so important to have that, you know, and, you know, there is a wide variety. So there is nothing that can be, there's no stone unturned, as they say.
Yes.
You know, I've got
whatever you want to bring.
Yeah.
You're
absolutely.
ready.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Wonderful. Well, listen, guys, as we're on practical advice and practical things, I said on my show that I would like to recommend things that I felt were good, products that I've used, or just items that I use on a daily basis that I find helpful or practical. And so I've got one for you. Oh, it's that way. Oh, it's well, I thought I'd sign it.
Okay.
But, yeah. Does anyone know what that is?
I thought it's a shoehorn.
It is a shoehorn.
Oh, is it? Yeah.
That's a shoehorn.
That's good.
Listen.
Bend down.
Okay. Now, as we get a bit old and cranky, not just that. Look, this thing here was not this particular one, but it was given to me when I was pregnant as a gift. Yeah. And I never knew how handy a long-handled shoehorn would be. Now, when I first had, that was 8 years ago, and this sits on my shoe shelf, and this is what I use to put my shoes on generally. I don't bend down, I don't crouch. I stand up in a stand-up position and use it. So I just wanted to recommend one of these. If you haven't got it, you find it hard bending down, you're big belly pregnant, you know, you don't like crouching down, get yourself a long-handled shoehorn. And you know what? Anyone who wants one, I've got one going spare. So if you leave a comment and, no, don't leave a comment. Share this video. Let's get them. Share this video and then send an email. I will personally check my email and see who's the first person to share, and I'll send you that in the post. How about that? Well, yeah. And Julian, just because you're my guest for sake, I'd like to give you that as a little gift.
Yes. I need one of these. I haven't got one, to be honest with you.
There you go. Have fun using it. Think of me.
I will, absolutely.
And also, I want to big up a girl that gave it to me. Her name's Kashina. You know who you are. I was big belly pregnant, and you were like, yeah, I got you this as a gift. And I never kneu how handy it was going to be. So thank you for that.
Yeah. It doubles up as a back scratcher as well. So,
come on, we're fighting.
Multi-use. Multi-usage. I like it.
So funny.
I like it.
So This brings me on to my next question. I think, like, what keeps you like grounded and balanced these days? Yeah. Like, that's a good question. What does that for you?
What keeps me grounded and humility?
Yeah,
I think it's the idea of my own. I suppose it's in check. Keeps me grounded. It's my
children, obviously.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic. Yeah, my 6-year-old comes out with things every day. She's like, "Daddy, you're old school."
I know.
You're old school.
How do you even know that word?
I know.
Old school.
Old school. I know. 6 years old telling me I'm old school. I'm like, what do you mean I'm old school? Well, you're like 42. You're old school. I'm like, all right. So yeah, that definitely is a humbling experience. But I think it's just my cons, I guess, the cons I've got. You know what I mean? It's just keeping aware of them and
what are your cons? Them. What are we saying? Like, what is a con?
What is a con? I think it's something that it can get in your way, and then we've all got them. And I think one of mine definitely is overthinking.
Okay,
I overthink a lot, and I can be quite complacent in terms of like putting things down and forgetting where I put them, walking up and doing something else.
Yeah.
That's definitely a massive con for me. But overthinking is another one. It's just in a moment. And so what I have to do now is when I start to overthink, I have to check myself and be like, wait, why are you overthinking? Does this need to be, I'm asking myself certain questions. And I suppose maybe this kind of ties into the practical elements of what to do, I suppose. So when I'm starting to get that mode, I'm overthinking. I'm like, wait a minute, pause. Do you need to overthink about this?
Yes.
Is this something that you can, necessarily put off something else? Does it need to be overthinking? Do you need to come out of the space you're in and look at it from another angle?
Yes.
So I think that happens a lot. So that's one thing I kind of get over my overthinking with. But that's definitely one of my cons, I think. And just I think, and not really a con, but it's just accepting the idea that you don't know everything. You don't have all the answers.
Yes.
And I think that's a massive thing. And I think that's
it's a massive thing in today's society.
Yeah.
And I think it can stress you the hell out.
Yeah.
Thinking that you need to know everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a reason why people do certain jobs.
Yeah.
Because it was suited for them and not for you. There was a reason why I don't know, but not everything has to be something that you have to know about.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can learn about it, find out, do you need to know about it?
There you go. Yeah.
And I think that's so important because we put ourselves under a lot of stress at times.
It's a big trait of severe anxiety because we don't know the answers. And a lot of my clients come in with, especially with anxiety, is like, they don't know what to do or don't know how to behave and don't know to do, and it's that builds up that anxiety. Yeah. And it's like, okay, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to deal with this. Okay, that's fine.
And also ask for help.
Accepting the idea that you don't know the answers, you don't know what entails is really tough, but it's such a rewarding place to be as well, because it's so like it frees you of all the expectation.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
And I mean, I practice that a lot.
Yeah.
Not because I just practice it because it's just part of who I am.
Yeah.
It means that I'm never trying to think I know everything. I know my own story. Yeah. I know my own experience.
Yeah, your limitations.
I'm prepared to learn. Do you know what I mean?
Be curious.
And it does. It takes a lot of pressure off. Yeah,
absolutely.
So
it's a big thing. I think that's so important for people to understand and to get into. You don't need to know. You haven't got to have all the answers. And I think where peer pressure comes in, you got a lot of expectations from other people who they kind of put that onto you to know and to be that certain person.
And when you talk about peer pressure it's an ongoing thing. It's from child to big grown up granddads and grandmothers who feel that it doesn't ever leave you. So if you've got some tools that you can help to use alleviate it, I think it just makes life a bit easier.
And not just peer pressure. Let's talk about being a parent, how we are, being a parent.
Yeah.
The pressure comes with that. Our kids are expecting us to know what to do, how to be, and how to react. We don't always get it right.
And that's it. I don't pretend to my son.
Yeah.
I don't pretend to them when I don't know. And I mean, to the point where he goes, what, you don't know that? And I goes, no.
Yeah.
Because you don't know everything.
Yeah.
I don't know everything. No. I know how to look after you. I know how to keep you safe. And I probably know a lot more than you, son.
Yeah.
But,
it's a lie.
And I don't expect you to know. And I feed that through to him as well, actually. So, yeah. So true.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
true. Pressure.
Even
pressure of being a parent.
Yeah,
you've got to be doing activities all the time. Yeah. You've got to be doing play dates all the time. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know it's a little bit different to what we're saying, but there is that, but amongst other parents, it's like, oh no, we just stayed in all weekend.
Yeah.
It's okay to stay in all weekend. And do nothing.
Yeah.
Watch a bit of TV.
Yeah.
It's fine. It didn't harm us.
No.
We didn't have to be in a new soft play or a new this, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It saves you a few pounds as well in pennies, like money, and it also keeps the kids a bit grounded. Because
that's that part of the expectation is when you give your child everything, they expect everything. So it's like when you're not taking them out for one day, they're like, what do you mean we're not going out? It's like, well, but you've set up that expectation. So that's only can fall back on you.
Yes.
But, that's another thing. The expectation level goes up. Like my daughter at the moment, she's asking me for like things. We go out to a shop. Oh, can I have that? Can I have that? Can I have that?
Yeah.
And this is present worthy, Christmas gift, birthday gift. And she's asking me for it just because it's Tuesday.
Come on.
And I'm like, no, you can't have it.
Yeah.
She's like, what? What do you mean? I said, that's a gift. That's a gift. Like, we're not
we
not
do
going
that on
into
special occasions.
Right. We're not
that's
getting
not
into
an
this
everyday
because it's
thing.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm teaching her at the moment is just like, because it's something you want, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get straight away.
Yeah.
And that for her is already teaching her about being humble and
having gratitude
and gratification.
Yeah.
I'm teaching her all that. That's what's going on. But she's seeing me saying no.
Yes.
She's getting upset about it, whatever. But you don't understand in the long run, it makes sense.
It's going to be installed into her and she'll use those skills later on.
That's
definitely.
Right. So, it's that expectation as well. What are you setting up? What are you setting up for your children as well? And what are you setting up for people around you to expect of you? Do you know what I mean? Are you that person that says yes all the time?
Yes.
Are you that person that says no all the time?
Yeah.
Is that what people are going to get from you? Are they taking liberties of you? Are they not using you enough? What are you setting up? And that's what we try to do in counseling and therapy is help you understand who you are, what you're presenting to people and what they're giving you and what, should you take certain people's behavior as what it is or shouldn't you? We're asking these questions, the curious questions that you don't necessarily ask yourself on a day-to-day basis, but we're doing that in therapy because we want you to think. And that's what I try to do with my clients is help them think, that maybe somewhere that they don't necessarily think about or leave them some, But my client, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about expectations. He's the oldest son. Yeah. So he's the oldest sibling. Yeah. And he's got siblings underneath him.
Yeah.
So he's like, we're talking about his expectations of that.
Yeah.
And he's a Nigerian guy.
Yeah.
So there's a hierarchy in terms of what expected of you, right?
That comes with the culture.
It comes with it, exactly, right? It comes with it, yeah? So we're talking about that and he's feeling the pressure of that. He's feeling the pressure of that. He's got younger siblings and he's like, I'm struggling with this. I don't know. I'm expected to be this person.
Yeah.
And he's just not ready for that. But that's his expectations. You're the oldest sibling. This is how it goes. Every decision now is we're looking at you.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
Yeah.
So it's so many, it comes from different angles.
Brilliant. So my little jar right here, Julian.
Okay.
Julian Carl.
Yeah.
Has some random questions in.
Okay.
So would you mind picking one?
All right.
Actually, I'll let you shake it and then you can choose the one you want.
Shake. All right. Okay. There you go. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. So it's, what's a funny excuse you've used to get out of something? Oh, Jesus. Funny excuse I used to get out of something. Oh, wow.
A funny excuse.
God. Funny excuse I've used to get out of something.
I know. Because if you pick one out, I kind of start thinking of things that I might have done.
Yeah.
I think, excuse. Are you too serious like me?
Yeah. Or, what's a funny excuse you used to get out of something? I can't think of anything. What's a funny excuse?
I know.
I don't know.
Excuse.
It's a tough one.
That is a tough one. I'll tell you what, guys. Julia can't think of one, neither can I. Tell me a funny excuse that you've used.
Yeah.
Because we're waiting to have a little giggle.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't think
Answer his question for him.
Yeah.
So good, because we've really discussed a vast variety of different types of people and scenarios, which I really think would help a lot of people. And it's been educational for me as well. So, yeah, I mean, we've got to round up, but it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I really appreciate having a conversation with you. And I've learned things that I never knew before, and I hope the audience has as well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, where can we find you? If that, where can we find you? What are your details? How do we get in contact with you?
Okay. So I've got an email address, which is Julian Carl Counselling. No, sorry, it's jccounselling at gmail.com. That's my email address. I've also got a website, which is discoverawaycounselling.co.uk. I've also got Instagram, which is Discover Away Counselling. I've got a Facebook page as well, which is Discover Away Counselling as well. So those are my kind of outlets and my things. If you want to engage, you want to ask questions, you need to seek counselling and help in terms of how to get it, where to look. Those are all my platforms that I'm using at the moment. So yeah, that's how you can find me. That's where I'm at.
Brilliant. And I'm your host today, Selena Solomon. I hope you found this show interesting. As you know, it's like a new journey for me. I'm going to be working hard to entertain you guys. Hopefully, the information I bring might make you laugh. It might have given you a practical tool or a little bit of advice or just something that maybe you've learnt from today. Or maybe you just like hearing people's conversations. So whatever it is, I'm happy that you're here watching. Please share with people you think that might be interested. Send me comments so I can learn and get better. Like, subscribe, do all of that lovely stuff. Yeah. I really appreciate you. Have a wonderful week. Stay cool, stay blessed, and see you on the next one.